Yeah. NFL week 2. Yeah. Late night session. Late night session. Your boy tired. It's 1:43 in the morning where I'm at. Um, so if you in middle America or down south, it's 3:43 where you at. If you on the East Coast, it's 4:43. Now 4:44. Where you at? You feel me? So I'm uh I'm on a little late night run, little late night session with it. You feel me? But it's all good. Nigga tired because I just got a new little a new little rental from Uber, and I'm finna get my own car. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get a Tesla right now, but I got a couple more things I need to do. But until I work until I work them things out, I got pre-qualified for finance for up to $30,000 for a Tesla. So I'm trying to do that and get up out these rentals because these rentals is costing me too much money. But I just jumped in a new rental today, and man, these things they don't be cleaning them right. You feel me? How they supposed to. So I'm tired because I just spent 4-5 hours cleaning out the rental. You know what I'm saying? James Lindsay, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I just got through cleaning out the rental, but it be taking a while because these motherfuckers be dirty, bro. Like, not dirty on the outside, but on the inside from the previous, you know what I mean, Uber drivers that was in them. You know what I'm saying? I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm a clean person. You feel me? So, uh, and most people ain't clean like that. You know what I'm saying? Most people ain't neat like me. So they call themselves cleaning these Uber rentals, but they don't be clean up to my standards. So I got to do my own little cleaning. I got to get all in the crevice, the cup holders, all the little, you know what I mean, the side door, you know what I mean. Be having all type of little stuff up in there. You feel me? So, um, yeah, it be taking me a while. So, but I just got through doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm tired from that. Plus, it's 1:46 in the morning where I'm at on this good West Coast. But y'all know what it is. Snacks on Sports. I'm back with another one, man. We finna get into this week 2 NFL week 2 recap. You know what I mean? Before week 3 kickoff tomorrow or tonight now. You feel me? So welcome to the YouTube Partner Program. With the YouTube Partner, you can monetize your videos, shorts, and live streams. Get supported via chat or email. So yeah, um, what y'all on, man? What y'all on? What y'all on? What y'all on? You feel me? We finna get into it. Yiddy. I probably won't be on that long tonight. I'm gonna probably run through it kind of fast. You did, but yeah. So everybody in the chat, give your boy a like one time, man. Like, subscribe, share, and all that. Y'all know, y'all know the business, man. Y'all know how it go, and what it do. But all right, so week 2, what we got, man? We started out last Thursday. Commanders at the Packers. Packers came out with the win over the Commanders, 27-18. You know what I'm saying? Let me check the. Let's check what it is, man. Let's check the stats on who did what and when. Yiddy. Where the stats at, man? See, last time the stats supposed to be right up here in the corner somewhere, man. That's how they feel. Because last week when I did this, the stats was right up in the corner. That's scoring drives. Okay, there we go. I'm tripping. Right from my face. All right, what we got, man? Jayden Daniels, 24-42, 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Solid game, but they lost. So, it is what it is. Running game didn't do nothing. Receiving, Zach Ertz had a solid game. 6 catches, 64 yards. Deebo Samuel, my boy. 7 catches, 44 yards. L. McCaffrey, who is that? I know that ain't Christian McCaffrey's little brother. You did. Packers. Jordan Love, 19-31, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love balling. 61% completion percentage. You know what I'm saying? They got a little something from the rushing game. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs, 23 carries, 84 yards. The average don't look too hot, but you know what I mean? 23 attempts, 84 yards. They put enough pressure on them. You know what I mean? T. Craft, I don't know who that is. Must be a tight end or something. I don't know who that is, but he had a game. 6 catches, 124 yards, and a touchdown. So he did the damn thing. Let me check that defense because they defense is you know what I mean? What's up with the boy? Where the boy at? Where the boy Micah Parsons? What do he do? What do he do? What do he do? I don't see you in the stat sheet. Playboy, go 2 tackles, a half a sack. How you get a half a sack? You know what I'm saying? I know they be. You know what I'm saying? The 2 players get there at the same time. They want to give it to both of them, but come on, man. You either got a sack or you didn't. What the hell? A half a sack. You feel me? So, but what I wanted to say about that, about this game. So the Packers looking good right now. Packers is looking good. You feel me? I picked the Commanders to win that game. You know what I mean? And they didn't. But I'm a Jayden Daniels fan. Packers is looking real solid right now, man. You know what I mean? Still early in the season, first 2 games, a lot of things can change and all that. But I got the Packers making the playoffs this year, but I had the Packers even after the Michael Parsons trade. I had the Packers, um, I think like as a wild card team. You feel me? Because who did I have winning that division? I got the Commanders. They not in the same division. What the hell I'm talking about? Packers division is Lions, Packers, Minnesota, and who the fourth team that's in the Packers division? Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, and Chicago Bears. I think I had the Lions winning that division, and I think I got the Detroit Lions winning that division as far as my predictions, and then I had the Packers making the playoffs as a wild card team. But Packers is playing solid, and if the Packers keep going how they going right now, you know what I mean? Because like I said, after two games, it is what it is. It ain't a whole bunch of draw from 2 games. You can just go off, what the teams have done so far, but they look good right now. And if they keep going, like this, they're gonna win the division. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to get too far ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like the media be doing after 1 and 2 games, they already trying to predict. Oh yeah, such and such gonna be in the Super Bowl. Man, let the season play out. You feel me? A lot can happen between week 2 and week 17. You feel me? A lot. You know what I mean? A team could be playing great, then hit a nosedive, or a team could be, not playing so well early in the season and then pick it up towards the back end, you know what I'm saying? Get hot and make a run, you know what I mean? In the playoffs, injuries can happen. So you got to let it play out. But the media, and not just the media, but former players that's in the media, that's a part of the media now, is talking about this Packers defense like, this is one of the, they playing like one of the great defenses, and you know what I'm saying? This is going to be one of the better defenses, and not necessarily in NFL history, but they kind of talking about them like they on that trajectory. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, just hold on, player. Hold on, let it play out. You know what I mean? We'll see what happens. You dig? I watched a little bit of this game. I didn't watch the whole game, but Packers was in control the whole game. Jordan Love off to a good start. The thing with Jordan Love, as long as he don't turn the ball over, the Packers gonna have a shot to go deep this year and do some things. You feel me? On the Commanders side, Jayden Daniels, I guess he sustained some kind of injury. You know what I'm saying? And let me see. Let me change it up. And they saying that, see, it's right here. That before I just typed up Jayden on Google, it popped right up. Jayden Daniels injury. I guess he sustained some type of injury, and they saying it could have been prevented, as far as him having to, just be a little bit smarter, with how he's scrambling, or just learning how to not take unnecessary hits. You know what I mean? Because we all know in the NFL, as a quarterback, you know what I'm saying? As a quarterback, they are protected. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta use that to your advantage, Jayden Daniels. Use the rules to your advantage. But he a young player. Y'all know how young players is. They want to make plays, and you know what I mean? Get on the highlight reels and all that, and just make big plays for their team that contribute to winning. So I understand that, but It's a marathon. The NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. So it's all good. You know what I mean? If you happen to take a loss, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to get it all in one game. Jayden Daniels, you feel me? Take a loss, bounce back, get him the next week. You feel me? So, but he had that dope rookie year last year, and he came into the league. He came into the season this year as they talking about one of the potential MVP candidates and all that. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. Sometime as a young player, you can let that type of stuff get to your head. He may be trying to do a little bit too much and live up to that. You know what I'm saying? When you don't necessarily have to. You know what I mean? But he may be trying to live up to the hype of not having a sophomore slump, and you know what I mean? Everybody talking big about the Commanders and about him in particular. And like I said, saying that he gonna be an MVP candidate. So, you know what I mean? He just trying to play up to that standard and live up to that. You know what I'm saying? But that could contribute to him doing a little bit too much. You feel me? Trying to make unnecessary plays and exposing himself to unnecessary hits. Especially, Jayden Daniels got a little more of a slim, sleeker frame. You know what I'm saying? So he gotta, like I said, he gotta learn how to use the rules to your advantage. You understand me? Quarterbacks is protected. Y'all know you can't damn near do nothing to the quarterback. You know what I mean? So what Stephen A say? You blow your hot breath on them, and they finna throw a flag. You understand me? So, but let me see. Commander Dan has knee injury status iffy. Commander quarterback day to day. Let me go to the most recent before Commander gives Jayden Daniels injury update before Raiders game. Let's see here. Heavy Sports. Who is that? I don't know who no damn Heavy Sports is. What y'all on though, man? We on that late night hype. Everybody in the chat gave boy a like one time. Oh, man. Las Vegas Raiders are in need of a bounce back win after losing to the 102. Moreover, the Silver and Black could be facing the Commanders without their best player, Jayden Daniels. The quarterback suffered a left knee injury last Thursday in the loss against the Green Bay Packers, casting doubt on his availability for Sunday's game against the Raiders. So he got a knee injury. He got a knee injury. So I didn't see the play that it happened on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know what I mean? Like I said, let me see if I can find it. Jayden Daniels. What injury did Jayden Daniels get? Jayden Daniels suffered a sprained knee during the Washington Commanders' loss to the Green Bay Packers in week 2 of the NFL season. The MRI confirmed the knee sprain. Though the exact severity is still being evaluated, he is currently considered day-to-day by his coach, Dan Quinn, and his status for the upcoming Week 3 game against the Las Vegas Raiders is uncertain. Let me see Jayden injury video. Let me see if they know what play he got hurt on. Is it this one?
Expecting a PCL sprain here. Watch that left knee come down hard. He grabs it immediately, then limps, favoring the other side before waving off the sideline and finishing the game. Quarterbacks can sometimes play through these with a brace, and we'd suspect that's what we'll see going forward, likely with a decrease in his rushing production the next.
Play it, fool.
Jayden Daniels was limping and he got an MRI, suspecting a PCL sprain here. Watch that left knee come down hard. He grabs it immediately, then limps, favoring the other side before waving off the sideline and finishing the game. Quarterbacks can sometimes play through these with a brace, and we'd suspect that's what we'll see going forward, likely with a decrease in his rushing production in the next several weeks. Jayden Daniels was limping and got an MRI, suspected.
I mean, you can't see the full extent of the play on that clip, but I will say that it does seem like something where, you know, like I said, the NFL rules are, as far as, you know, in regards to a quarterback, they want to protect the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So Jayden Daniels, hey, I see you going head first right there. You know what I mean? Brother, just slide. Just slide, big dog. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is slide, and then people can't touch you. You feel me? So he going to have to learn that. Just slide, bro. It ain't worth it. You feel me? Because if you ain't, I know you're trying to make plays and, you know what I mean, you're trying to help your team win, but if you get hurt and you out for a significant amount of time, your team ain't going to win. So they can only win if you out there on the field, brother. So I'll just say that. And but yeah, Packers came out with the win over the Commanders. Packers look good right now, so they look like they finna have a pretty good run this year. You know what I'm saying? Commanders 1-1 with that loss, and they still in a good spot, but the only thing is that injury to Jayden Daniels. You know what I'm saying? They got to make sure he get healthy, and then from there on, he just gotta make sure he slide. No more going head first or going first, and you know what I mean. So yeah. All right, what we got next? Next we got the Baltimore Ravens smacked up the Cleveland Browns. You feel me? I didn't watch this game, but what I do know about this game is that the Cleveland Browns was doing a lot of yapping before the game. You know what I mean? And talking about Derrick Henry can be stopped, and you know what I mean. He easy to bring down or whatever. And so Derrick Henry was like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? We'll see on Sunday. So let's look at these stats to see what the hell they did. Lamar Jackson did Lamar Jackson things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what Lamar Jackson do. Long as it ain't the playoffs, he gonna ball out. 19-29, 225 yards, but most importantly, 4 touchdowns and a win, big dog. You feel me? Derrick Henry. Okay, well, they did shut down Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? He only had 11 attempts, and in those 11 attempts, he only rushed for 23 yards. He fumbled the ball once again. So y'all know last week he had that big time fumble when the Buffalo Bills was making a comeback. Derrick Henry single-handedly assisted in the Buffalo Bills coming back to win that game. The Baltimore Ravens basically lost that game because of Derrick Henry, even though he balled out. He was balling out, but he fumbled the ball at an inopportune time in his team's own territory. So the Buffalo Bills got the ball, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, on their first play from scrimmage on that drive, they scored a touchdown. You feel me? So he single-handedly put the Buffalo Bills back in the game, and then so it looks like he fumbled here again. So he gonna want to get that in check. Mm-hmm. Come on, King Henry. Quit fumbling the ball, boy. Okay. Zay Flowers, 7 rushes, 7 catches, 75 yards. D Hop on that ass. 1 touchdown. D Hop, 2 catches, 64 yards. He's gonna be a big play, guys. You see, his longest was 41 yards. So D Hop is gonna be that big play. He's gonna be that big play guy. You feel me? He may not, he towards the back end of his career, he may not catch 8, 9, 10 balls, a game, but you know what I'm saying? He gonna at least catch 1 or 2. He gonna at least catch 1 or 2 big plays. Reveal Gilmer say, when Henry fumbled the ball, what was the score? You talking about in week 1 or week 2? Because in week 1, when he fumbled the ball, the Buffalo Bills had just scored a touchdown. And so it was an 8. So it was an 8. Okay, week 1. So Baltimore was in control of that whole game. You know what I'm saying? They was in control of that whole game, but they weren't so much in control to where like the game was out of reach for the Bills. You feel me? So for the majority of the game, they was up like 2 scores. You know what I'm saying? But 2 scores in the NFL, depending on how much time is left in the fourth quarter, 2 scores is not really, that's not a insurmountable deficit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said last week when I was doing it, 2 scores in the NFL is equivalent to like being down like like 10 to 15 points in the NBA. You can make, especially with a 3-point ball, you can make that up like that. So in the NFL, man, if you down 15, right? You score a touchdown, and then you get a 3 and out, or you just stop the other team, or you get a turnover, and then you get the ball back. Now you right back in you right back in motion, and that's exactly what happened. So when he fumbled the ball, Mr. G Fetty say, Patch Nation, y'all doing the damn thing, you know what I'm saying? Or y'all got that win in Mike Vrabel. I got Mike Vrabel winning the Coach of the Year this year, so we'll see what happened with that. But yeah, when he fumbled the ball, the Buffalo Bills they was down 15. The Buffalo Bills had just scored a touchdown, so now they was down 8. You know what I'm saying? And then he fumbled the ball, but he fumbled the ball like as soon as the Ravens got the ball back. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the Ravens got the ball back, so they scored a touchdown. They kicked they do the kickoff. And within the first, I think it was within the first 2 or 3 plays of that drive, he ended up fumbling the ball in Baltimore Ravens territory. You feel me? And so they get the Buffalo Bills the ball right there at the 30-something yard line. You know what I'm saying? And then I think it just took 1 play, and they scored a touchdown. It took 1 play, they scored a touchdown, and now the game was, did they go for a 2-point conversion? I can't remember if they went for a 2-point conversion, but either way, they scored a touchdown, so they right back in it now. Now the game is either tied or because I can't remember if they went for 2 or if they just kicked the field goal and they was down 1, but they ended up kicking the field goal to win the game. You feel me? So yeah, when he fumbled, they was down by 8, but they was still like in control. All they had to do All they had to do was probably go down there and score one more time and the game would have been over. You feel me? But even if they didn't score on that drive, but they kind of, if they would have been able to sustain the drive for a little bit longer, you know what I mean, and at least get in the field goal range or at least take some time off the clock, that would have been better than what happened. You know what I mean? Like they scored a touchdown and then got the ball right back and then scored another touchdown. So I knew for a fact, once Derrick Henry turned that ball over, I was like, the Bills finna win this game. Like I just knew it. But yeah, so Mr. G Fetty said, yeah, you can't have turnovers against Josh Allen. Really, he will make it cost you in the end. On my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like they had him down and they helped him get back in it. You know what I'm saying? So, and you can't do that, especially the Bills is at home. But like I said, they was in control of the game for the majority of the game, but they never got a big enough lead to where it wasn't able to where the Bills wasn't able to come back. You know what I'm saying? Mr. G Fetty say the Chargers look scary though. Oh my, yeah. I'm gonna get to them. Yeah, the Chargers. So I'm a Niners fan, right? And I love my coach, Kyle Shanahan. 2 Super Bowl appearances, 4 NFC Championship appearances. But Jim Harbaugh is probably my favorite coach. You know what I'm saying? In the league. I love Jim Harbaugh. You feel me? From when he was our coach, you know what I mean? Years ago. But yeah, Chargers, only thing that got to happen with the Chargers is Justin Herbert just got to make sure when the big moment arrives that he shows up because he got a big arm. He is a great quarterback. At one point, he was considered in that same echelon of quarterback as like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. And then I believe he's still there, but he threw four damn interceptions in a playoff game last year. And it seems like a lot of times when they have big moments, he kind of shrinks a little bit or don't play his best ball. And then before that, before Jim Harbaugh, the last time he was in the playoffs this past year when he threw 4 interceptions, I think it was 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. They was up 27-0 against the Jacksonville Jaguars and lost the game. Now I know one can say, well, you know, they up 27-0. So he damn near did his job, but I mean, still, bro, you know what I mean? I'm not just blaming all that on him. Obviously, when you up 27-0 and lose, that is a team-wide wetting of the bed. Everybody wet the bed, from the coaches to the players. So it ain't just on him, but I'm just saying he was a part of that. You know what I mean? He's a starting quarterback, so he gonna get a lot of that. But I think the head coach took most of the blame for that. What was his name? Brandon Staley or whatever. Deion Ray said he needs a running back. So they got to respect something. I'll give you that. Offensive line disappeared. Okay. I'll give you that. But, you know, you throw 4 interceptions in a playoff game, that, I mean, hey, 4 and I can understand 1, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? But 4 though, come on, man. Nah. I can't. I can't blame all that on the old line, and you know what I mean. No, you can't throw 4 interceptions in the playoff game, bro. They gonna get that. They gonna put that on you, big dog. They gonna put that on you, big dog, as they should. But okay, let me get back to this. So yeah, Ravens. I mean, like I said, man, ain't really too much to say about this game. Ravens put built to ass. You know what I mean? Straight up after the Browns was running their mouth. You feel me? And yeah, it was a typical Lamar Jackson game. He balled out 4 touchdowns, and that was about the size of that. Let me look at the Browns stats. See who did what over there. Joe Flacco, 25 of 45, 199 yards. They got some good running from Judkins and Jay Ford. Both of them, as a total, gave them 16 rushes combined on 92 yards combined. That's not too shabby. You feel me? Jerry Jeudy, 4 catches, 51 yards. So let me see what it do. 2 tackles, a sack and a half. So Myles Garrett did his thing. Myles Garrett did his thing. He had a sack and a half. So, Mr. G. Fetty said, yeah, he's not a vet yet, so he still got a lot to learn. Really, those games and losing will make you learn how to play better. Ain't no time taking off. Isaiah Bond should be good too if he can learn from the right vets. Who is that? Who is Isaiah Bond? I don't know who that is. Oh, okay, right here on the Browns. Okay, no doubt. I mean, I know that Justin Herbert can kind of still be considered somewhat of a young player, but I mean, at this point in his career, he is a vet now. You know what I mean? Once you've been in the league. Okay, yeah, I see that, Mr. G. Letty. You're a rookie running back. But yeah, once you, I think, what's his name? Justin Herbert, he's been in the league for like 4 or 5 years now. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, once you get about to your 3rd, 4th year, I say definitely by your 4th year, you consider it a vet, not a vet equal to somebody that's in a 7th, 8th year or more. But you know what I mean. By the time you get to your 4th year, you consider a veteran now. You feel me? So, but I get you. You know what I mean? He's still a young player. All right, who we got next? Who was next? So, Cincinnati Bengals came out with the win over Jacksonville Jaguars, right? So we all know the story coming out of that game is the injury to Joe Burrow. My thing is like this, right? Because Joe Burrow is another one of my favorite players to watch. I actually had, this is just my predictions, you know what I'm saying? I actually had the Cincinnati Bengals making the Super Bowl this year. That's just what I predicted. You feel me? Had the Ravens and the Bengals in the AFC Championship, and I had the Bengals winning it, getting to the Super Bowl, getting back to the Super Bowl, right? I know when people say, "Oh man, why would you pick that? That's a dumb prediction." But I'm looking at it like this. I was looking at it like this. Yes, the Bengals didn't make the playoffs last year, right? They came on strong towards the end, as they usually do, and they barely missed the playoffs, right? But Joe Burrow, if you go back and look at his numbers last year, and just even if you just watch the games, Joe Burrow balled out last year. If the Cincinnati Bengals would have won 11, 12 games last year or more, Joe Burrow would have won the MVP. Like, that's how much he was balling out. Now, obviously, they can't give him the MVP because his team didn't make the playoffs. But the way he played last year, I understand Josh Allen actually won the MVP, but Josh Allen's team was better. Okay, I give him that. But Joe Burrow had a better individual year last year than Josh Allen. You know what I'm saying? So I firmly believe that if the Bengals would have won, like I said, 11, 12 games last year, they would have, Joe Burrow would have been an MVP straight up. So I was looking, and Jamar Chase just an out of this world receiver. So I was looking at it more from the standpoint of thinking that the Cincinnati Bengals is going to come back this year and have the same type of year that they did last year, this year offensively. You know what I'm saying? And the defense can pick it up a little bit. Not that they're going to be, you know what I mean? Because, you know, that defense is suspect, but if the defense able to just pick it up a little bit, you know what I mean? I was looking at it like the Bengals could possibly do something. You know what I mean? So that's why I was looking at it like that, because of how great Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase played last year, and that whole passing game in general. You know what I'm saying? And so I was looking at it from that standpoint. But Joe Burrow got hurt again, right? And at this point, bro, like I said, I love Joe Burrow, but at this point, bro, he's just injury prone, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. It just is what it is, my nigga. He's basically going to miss this whole season. You know what I mean? He got to have a surgery, and they said, you know, that's going to have him miss at minimum 3 months. So the earliest he can be back is in December. The season damn near over by that time. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I hate it, bro, because he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, man. He's an elite quarterback, and you want to see these elite quarterbacks play, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that we can, for one, see who the best quarterback is. For two, I mean, I still by default still give the best quarterback mantra to Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? I'll get to them too. But, you know, you still want to see, you don't want injuries to key players like that. It just sucks, bro. It sucks for the team, for that team. It sucks for the league. It sucks for us as football fans, sports fans, that it's like, damn, bro, like, you know what I mean? I want to see everybody as much at full strength as possible to really see, you know, so teams can really duke it out, and we can really see who gonna be, you know, standing tall at the end. Pause. Deion Ray say BMO will be in the game at the end. I don't doubt that, especially after Joe Burrow is now basically out for the season. It's possible potentially that if the Bengals were to play well enough to squeak into the playoffs, there's a possibility he could come back. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they did pull out the win after he got hurt, but I don't realistically see it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now I know that, you know, what was I watching? Well, it's damn near Thursday now. So I know Monday, First Take I was watching, and they was talking about the backup quarterback that they got. Dude is a baller as well. You know what I mean? In high school, he was highly touted and all that. So, you know what I mean? They saying Bruh can get the job done, but, you know, we'll see. And obviously, he's not Joe Burrow. The only other thing about it, too, is I heard these fools, you know, on ESPN talking about, oh, Joe Burrow is going to grow weary and tired of the Bengals organization because the offensive line can't protect them and this and that. I don't want to hear none of that, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. This dude is injury prone, and I'm saying this as a Joe Burrow fan. I love him. He's injury prone, though, bro. He was injured in college, you know what I'm saying, at one point, and in his NFL career already, I believe, you know, he's already missed damn near 2 seasons already. You feel me? And so the reason why I don't want to hear that, bro, is because it's like they keep giving. I don't like the excuses. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it all these ways. Joe Burrow was campaigning to pay his skill players, his receivers, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. They did that. And they end up paying Erickson, old boy on the defense. You know what I'm saying? On top of Joe Burrow getting the bag that he getting. Everybody can't get, I mean, it's like, so, I mean, what we gonna do? You know what I mean? We can't pay we paying a quarterback top dollar. We paying 2 receivers top dollar. We paying a defensive player top dollar. We can't pay everybody. You know what I'm saying? Now you want a star-studded offensive line. I mean, you should have, you know what I mean, just like you campaigned for your receivers to get their bag, you should have campaigned for a better offensive line then. So I'm only saying that because that's what I was hearing some of these fools say on some of these morning talk shows, and I'm like, come on, bro. Like, nah, the Bengals organization has done what they supposed to do. Period, point blank. You feel me? So you can't keep asking for this player to get paid. They paying this player to get paid. They paying. Then you end up getting hurt. Now, you know, they talking about, oh, he going to grow weird. What you mean? The franchise is doing everything that Joe Burrow was asking. So I don't want to hear that. You feel me? Let me try to pull up a clip of that. You feel me? First Take Bengals. Let me see. Joe Burrow needs toe surgery. Let me see.
Turn on audio recording in the Uber app for added peace of mind on any ride.
Come on, man.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to First Take.
Molly gone.
Hope y'all had with the breaking news, Adam. That's where we need to begin. Bengals star quarterback Joe Burrow will need toe surgery that will sideline him a minimum of 3 months. This comes after Burrow was helped into the locker room because of an injury.
Now Ray said, have Joe made it to the Western Conference championship yet. What you mean the AFC the AFC championship game? They played in they already been to a Super Bowl. Remember they played in hold on, I need to invest in the O line. But I feel you though, Mr. G Fetty. I mean the O line play do need to be better, but I mean Joe Burrow can receivers to get paid. And for what's the boy? I forget his first name, but Erickson on the defense, he campaigned for him to get paid too. So you gotta campaign for your offensive line to get paid too, or to get a better offensive line. So, or at least draft early O-line pick next year that they know is or could be a breakout guy, no doubt. Have Joe made it to the Western Conference Championship yet? So yeah, like I said, the Bengals was in the Super Bowl in 2021. The 2021 season, the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Toe in the first half of Sunday's game against the Jags. Burrow was ruled out in the second half, but that didn't stop the Bengals from pulling out a 31-27 win for their first 2-0 start in 7.
Like, I mean, that don't even look like nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand it's easy for me to say that sitting at home, but
years. Adam, what more can you tell us?
A season-altering injury, a massive blow to Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, and the National Football League. Nobody ever likes to see great quarterbacks, elite players taken out of the game. He's going to have the surgery. The surgery is a minimum of 3 months. It could be even longer. Surgeries for this type of injury usually are 12 to 14 weeks. It is now September 15th. If we take the minimum time frame of 3 months, that puts him back December 15th. Who knows what the Bengals record will be? Who knows where he'll be?
Well, it's definitely devastating, no question about it, but it does help. Two things help. Number one, they've started off the season 2-0 for a change instead of
big forehead.
The first 6 years.
Look at that boy head, man, hairline pushed
games, they
back.
started out 1-11, which had me calling for an investigation into their coaching staff. This year, they've started out 2-0, so now obviously they're in a better position. Secondly, this guy Jake Browning, he led him to a game-winning touchdown drive yesterday, and in 2023, when he had to play in 9 games, 7 of them starts, he was 4-3, having completed 70% of his passes at that particular moment in time with a QBR of 98. He can play a little bit. And so when you look at his familiarity with this team, with this squad, with these players, you have to ask yourself, based on what you've seen from them thus far, they're better defensively in the regular season than we've
sidelined this amount of time.
Absolutely. I think what we've seen with Jake Browning is some positive, things. Do you have the skill set around him? Absolutely. I think really when you start
always got on them weird hats.
These type of question marks in the season, and as we will say in the locker room, handle the what ifs, right? What if certain things do happen? Well, for Jake Browning, you're the starting quarterback now. How do you manage, the talent around you? You have dudes around you. You have, Jamar Chase. You have T. Higgins. Those guys are very explosive and electrifying. And also the thing that I will be concerned about most is how do we protect the football? How do we have winning formulas going into each and every game? But this is the thing about Joe Burrow. Coming from a person who has suffered some type of foot injury, as we call sensitive little nagging injuries, toes. I've suffered from Lens Frank. These things that you don't really think about as a football player, but it's nagging. How does he push off, when he does come back, and what does his recovery look like even the most? So, I will really be concerned that we don't have no long-lasting implications, because you can make matters worse for this particular situation.
Look, it don't even look like nothing happened.
Just speaking on Joe Burrow, number one, I want to just let the audience know, this injury, turf toe, is a serious deal. I think sometimes people get this thing, it's not a big deal. It's a serious deal. I dealt with it. It is, this could be a serious deal for Joe Burrow moving forward. But spinning it forward to Jake Browning and company, I disagree. I think psychologically as a player, you coming in, obviously you win the game, but your most important player on the team is now possibly going to be out for the season, that is a debilitating thing. Yes, those guys are going to rally. There's no question about it.
And that's where I think there's an issue. You talk about the lingering effects of turf toe and making sure it's correct. What about the lingering effects of...
Drop whatever you're doing right now. The Wendy's
They
$8
come with the
JBC meal
commercials,
deal
man.
is here. That's 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, medium
But
fries,
yeah,
and
man,
one drink. So you better
I'm just
be
trying
on
to
your
find
way.
that part
Bacon
where
needs
I
the
seen
number one deal for the number one bacon cheeseburger, gotta be Wendy's.
all of these injuries, the cumulative effect. Let's take a look at this. In 2020, Joe Burrow gets hammered in the pocket, tears his ACL and his MCL. In 2021, he dislocates his pinky. He sprains his knee ligament in the Super Bowl. Plays through a calf injury suffered in training camp in 2023. Right wrist injury cost him the final 7 games.
he's getting hurt too
of the
much,
season
bro.
that year. Now he's got a turf toe injury that effectively is going to shelve him for a minimum of 3 months.
Protected, and we all know that. But I would say this, we can't completely absolve him from culpability. Most of it is not on him, it's on the organization. They've got to do what they need to do. But he shares some culpability from this standpoint, Adam. You know, we've raved about
How is most of it on the organization? Like, I mean, what more do you want them to do, bro? You understand me? Like, I just, that's the part that's what I'm saying. I don't understand that. How is it the organization's fault that this boy can't stay healthy? Okay. Even other he's injury prone. It's just what it is. He sustains a lot of injuries. He ain't the first quarterback to play with a subpar offensive line and maybe, you know, take a few more hits, a little more hits than what you would want your starting quarterback to take. And they don't always end up hurt. You know what I mean? Like, Joe Burrow is just injury prone, man. You know what I mean? It just is what it is.
the fact that he came on national television and he went out there politicking, pushing for the Cincinnati Bengals to re-sign Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and of course Trey Hendrickson. What we never heard him mention was his offensive line.
There you go.
So, you know, again, what Joe Burrow wants in Cincinnati, he damn well should get. And the organization has tried to give it to him, and I'm certainly not trying to imply that it's mostly on him or all on him, because that's certainly not the case. It's the organization. They get paid to run the team. He gets paid to be the quarterback. But in the same breath, while you're speaking up for some of these other positions, maybe you should have reemphasized a bit more about the importance of that offensive line, because without protecting you, what the hell are you going to be able to do?
Adam, speaking of moving it
Facts.
should the Bengals be looking at other quarterbacks?
Well, they're going to look at
Tell
other
me
quarterbacks. They're going to have to bring in another quarterback. I don't know what they've called you yet, Cam, or not.
No, I'm good right here.
You good? Okay, I'm not sure about that. Okay, just to make sure. Cam's not an option for the Bengals, but they are.
But like a Jameis Winston, someone like that.
Man, nobody want no Jameis Winston. Shut your ass up. That's why they got you off the show.
Another guy.
You talking about Jameis Winston? Man, don't nobody want no Jameis Winston.
Through this before, when Burrow suffered that wrist injury, they wrote Jake Brown.
But yeah, so you know, he's just injury prone. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how the boy do. Joe Browning, that's his name. We'll see how he do. You know what I mean? He played well once Joe Burrow got hurt, and they had to and you know, they was able to pull out the win. You know what I mean? A lot of times when a star player gets hurt during the game, it's a little bit more not easier. What's the word that I want to use? Like, you still may be able to pull out that win, you know what I mean, in a game like that where a star player gets hurt, you know what I mean? Because just like Damien Woody say, you gonna rally, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? But then it's gonna set in, you know, towards the next game, or maybe the next game after that, or next game after that. Like, damn, bro, we ain't got our captain. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be hard, but I guess if anybody can do it, old boy can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because they saying that he's a solid He's a solid backup. You know what I mean? But the Bengals just got to know, all right, this offseason, we're going to have to shore up our offensive line, or depending on how Jake Browning do, we're going to have to make sure we have a solid backup behind Joe Burrow. Not saying Jake Browning is not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he's not. He may be the answer. And a lot of times, you know, I heard somebody say this. When you look at Tom Brady, when you look at Dak Prescott, when you look at Brock Purdy, you know what I'm saying? These are all quarterbacks that were able to get on the field because the quarterback that was ahead of them got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So this is an opportunity for Jake Browning, you know what I'm saying, to, hey, you may be able to turn this into a starting job, not for the Bengals, but maybe for another team. You feel me? So we'll see how it go. But yeah, nah, man, they was able to pull out the win, but you know, it's gonna be an uphill climb for the Bengals without their captain. Straight up, you know what I mean? The boy just injury prone. He get injured easy. Hey, it just is what it is. Football is a tough sport, but for whatever reason, he gets hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. But yeah, the Bengals put it out over the Jaguars 31-27. The Bengals are now 2-0. And the Jags, what's the Jags record now? 1-1. So, yeah. All right, what we got next? Next, we got, oh, this was a good one. The Dallas Cowboys outdueled the New York Giants in a high-scoring game by a score of 40-37. It looked like the Cowboys was gonna lose this one. And I was all for it. Y'all know I'm a Niner fan, so I love when the Cowboys lose. But the Giants allowed for the Cowboys to have that last drive in regulation where they was able to go down there, kick a field goal, tie the game up when it should have been over. And then Russell Wilson threw that ill-advised pass that got intercepted, and we don't know what the hell he was trying to do on that. And that right there just, once he threw that interception in overtime, that was it. Because by that time, both teams had got possession of the ball in overtime. So once both teams touched the ball, once both teams possessed the ball in overtime, now it's whoever scores first wins. So, and once he threw that interception, that was it. It was over. But this was a great game. Russell Wilson balled out, and Dak Prescott balled out as well. Let's take a look at the stats. Russell Wilson, 30 of 41. Goodness, motherfucking gracious. UW dog in the house. Browning will show his ass 3-1 or 2-2 next 4 games. Okay, that's a good way to look at it. I'm hoping that he do. I'm hoping Browning do well, because you know what I mean. I'm hoping that Joe Burrow is able to come back and play this season. You know what I mean? At some point. You know what I mean? Hopefully, maybe it won't be a full 3 months. Maybe it'll be 2 months, 2.5 months. Who knows? But yeah, Russell Wilson, look at these stats, bro. I mean, this looked like Seattle Seahawks Russell Wilson. 30 of 41, 450 yards, 3 touchdowns, and that one interception that lost the game, that essentially lost the game. Like, without that one interception, I think they end up winning this game. But Russell Wilson absolutely balled out, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, without a doubt. Dak Prescott balled out too. 38 of 52, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception, 73% completion percentage. They both had 73% completion percentage. Like, the quarterbacks absolutely balled out, bro. Like, this was a great game. Neighbors. Oh my gosh. Look at that. This looked like Randy Moss. 9 catches, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. Damn. And Robinson? 8 catches, 142 yards, like Terrell Owens. A touchdown. I mean, it sucks that the Giants didn't win this game because they probably should have. You know what I'm saying? But just like week 1 with the Ravens, a turnover at a bad time will erase everything that you did good in the game. You know what I'm saying? And that interception that Russell Wilson threw in overtime, that was you just can't have it. You just can't have it. Jay Williams, 18 rushes, 18 carries, 97 yards. He had a good game. CD Lamb balled out, like always, 9 catches, 112 yards, but he never don't score no damn touchdown, though. But he always catch a lot of passes and gain a lot of yards. Jay Ferguson, 9 catches, 78 yards. I mean, no defense was being played. No defense was being played at all. You know what I'm saying? The win proves the Cowboys' record to 1-1, drops the New York Giants to 0-2. Looked like the Cowboys was getting ready to be 0-2, but they was able to pull out the win. Deion Ray said, "What's their schedule looking like?" Whose schedule? Tim, what's good with you, boy? Deion Ray, whose schedule? Who, the Cowboys? You talking about the Cowboys schedule? Let me see. Cowboys got the Bears in week 3. They got the Packers in week 4. Oh, the Giants. The Giants. You see the Giants. Yeah, that's messed up because they don't even, with that type of game that Russell Wilson had, they don't even deserve for Jackson Dart to even be talked about. But the fact that they lost, they get ready to keep talking about Jackson Dart, even though Russell Wilson had a good game. He had that bad interception that he threw, and they 0-2. So winning is really all that matters. Okay, the Giants got the Chiefs in week 3. They got the Chargers week 4, and they got the Saints week 5. It ain't looking good for the Giants, bro, because the Chiefs is 0-2. This is the first time they've been 0-2 in this whole Patrick Mahomes era. They ain't trying to go 0-3. So they going to make sure they do everything possible to not go 0-3. You feel me? And then the next week they got the Chargers. The Chargers look The Chargers look, you know what I mean, Himothy right now. You understand me? So it's gonna be hard to get a win against the Chargers. And then week 5 they got the Saints. That's a winnable game because the Saints is a bad team. So they 0-2. They might end up being 0-4 before they play the Saints. 1-4 straight up. 1-4. Deion Ray said I'm from 206, so I'm a monster Seattle fan. Okay. That's the 206. That's Northwest, huh? Because I don't know what area code that is, but that's up there in Seattle. That's what's up, y'all. You know, we got a little rivalry going on. You know, I'm a Niners fan, so Seattle and the Niners, we've been having a little rivalry going on for like a decade now. Okay, Seattle, for sure. Hey man, Seattle, y'all deserve a basketball team, bro. You know what I mean? I'm from the era where before Seattle Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City. You know what I mean? I remember that as a kid. Gary Payton and Sean Kemp and all that. You feel me? So hopefully y'all can get a NBA team back up there. You feel me? But yeah, that was a good game, man. The Cowboys and Giants was a good game. It's a division matchup, so division matchups is always good matchups. Deion Ray said you might snatch something. You're from the 415. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I mean I'm from that area. Yeah, I'm from 650. You know what I'm saying? Oakland is 510. You know what I'm saying? 415 is San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, we all, you know, I'm 650, which is like, I mean, it's basically San Francisco as well, but that's like, you know, I'm from East Palo Alto, so that's East Palo Alto, you know, Palo Alto and Menlo Park, Redwood City, San Mateo, Burlingame, and you know what I mean? All of those areas I named is hella close to San Francisco. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in Menlo Park right now. That's like, I'm right around the corner from the Facebook headquarters. That's like, give or take 25, 30 minutes away from San Francisco. You feel me? San Francisco is north of me. But once you get to San Francisco, then they got the 415 area code. But yeah, Oakland is 510. You feel me? That's across the bay, across the East Bay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was a good game. All right, what we got next? The Detroit Lions smacked up the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch that game. I just heard about it. You know, Detroit did their thing. Let me look at the stats. Yeah, everybody was kind of worried about Detroit after that week 1 loss. I already knew Detroit was, and then plus, you know, because they lost a offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator this past offseason. So people was looking at it like Detroit may take a step back. And then last year they kind of ended off the season in the playoffs a little less than expected. You know what I mean? I think everybody, you know, expected them to make a deep playoff run. They made the playoffs, but they got bounced early. Who bounced them? Was it the Packers? I forgot who bounced the Lions in the playoffs last year, but they got bounced earlier than what people thought because they was coming off a year previously where they was in the NFC Championship game against us, against the Niners. And they was up in that game, and a lot of people felt like they should have won that game, but they blew it. And And we end up coming back, winning, and going to the Super Bowl. But Caleb Williams was 19 to 30, 207 yards, 2 touchdowns, an interception. Okay. Dunze had 7 catches, 128 yards. Oh, okay. Deion Ray said, I'm from when it was 415 Oakland. Okay, no doubt. Okay, Pittsburgh Rich. Okay, I got you. Yeah, because they didn't change the area codes a few times over the years. You know what I'm saying? I believe they're getting ready to change them again, if I'm not mistaken. But I got you. Deion Ray say up and coming NIL with this portal. Niners need one since J.J. Stokes from UCLA and Jerry. Yeah. One thing about it is I trust Kyle Shanahan. He's shown me enough in years with the Niners. Him and John Lynch, they showed me enough to let me know that they know how to build a team. You know what I'm saying? So they'll eventually get the wide receiver room back to what it was a year or so ago. You know, Debo left. He with the Commanders now. We still got Ayuk, but he hurt. He'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Ricky Pearsall is coming along. So look like that was a good draft pick. And yeah, they'll get it right. So yeah, they didn't, but I trust that they'll be able to get the receiver room back popping. You dig? But yeah, Arun Dunze, 7 catches, 128 yards for Chicago touchdowns. Let me get the Lions stats. Jared Goff did the damn. Oh, Jared Goff, goodness gracious. It was MVP numbers right there. Goodness gracious. 82% completion percentage. The boy was balling. The boy was balling. 23 of 28, 334 yards, 82% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns. Stop playing. Stop playing with Jared Goff, man. And then the running game showed up. You know what I mean? They two-headed monster was kind of quiet week 1, but they bounced back week 2. 12 rushes, 94 yards for Gibbs. Montgomery, 11 rushes, 57 yards. They both had a touchdown. So it was an all-around game. It was a typical Detroit Lions win, what we know them for. You know what I'm saying? They had one of them typical Detroit Lions victories. Amon St. Brown, 9 catches, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did the damn thing. Jay Williams, 2 catches, 108 yards, a touchdown. Did the damn thing. Only 2 catches, but I mean, damn, he had 108 yards and 2 catches. So they was bombing away. They was bombs over Baghdad with it. You know what I'm talking about? So, yep, didn't watch that game, but Detroit Lions got all up in that booty. You understand me? So, all right, what we got next? We got Patriots got the win over the Dolphins, 33-27. I got Mike Vrabel winning the Coach of the Year this year, so I'm glad he was able to get that win, so for them to go 1-1. How you feel about tonight's game? Mo Maury said, "Who played tonight?" I don't even know who played tonight, bro. My fault. Tell me who played tonight. I'll predict it right now. But Patriots, Dolphins. Yeah, the Dolphins, you know, I said it last week. Oh boy, the Dolphins coach. Okay. Bills and Dolphins. Okay. Oh, I'm going with the Bills. I'm going with the Bills, big dog. You know what I mean? Straight up. I'm going with the Bills because just like this is what I was getting ready to say. Daniels, McDaniels, or whatever his name is, you know what I mean? The little Doogie Howser looking coach. He came from us. He was the assistant coach over here with the Niners before he got that job. Listen, man, that dude ain't gonna make it to mid-season. They gonna fire his ass. You understand me? Because the Dolphins is just coming apart, bro. They unraveling. You know what I'm saying? Right before our eyes. He started out good his first year or two, but he kind of looked like the type of coach that, and like I said, I could be wrong, I don't know, but he looked like the type of coach that if they ain't winning like that, the team ain't respecting him like that. He ain't got no discipline over there. Everybody doing what the hell they want to do. You feel me? And so, and they the first week, I forget who they played last week, but it was a bad loss. A bad loss for a team that's supposed to be somewhat good. You feel me? You know, everybody know Tua injury prone too. He got, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but I mean, he got a brain like a damn, like Jello. You know what I'm saying? So you can't, if he get hit in the head, it's bad. You feel me? So, and then they never have an adequate quarterback behind him that can come in and hold down the fort until he gets back. Tyreek Hill, dummy, left Patrick Mahomes. Now he over there in Miami complaining. I don't want to hear no complaints, bro. You was playing with Patrick Mahomes as a wide receiver and you left. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at nobody getting their money. Go get your money, but you wanted the money. Okay, you're getting your money. You're getting paid. So, you feel me? But this is the result of it. Like, you don't just up and leave, especially as a receiver, and your job is to get the ball thrown to you. You don't leave a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. You stick that out, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the Dolphins, shambles. 0-2, they ain't gonna do nothing. I don't believe. You know what I'm saying? They may prove me wrong and pick it up, but I don't see the Dolphins doing nothing. The Patriots, I think they're gonna be solid this year. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna, win no Super Bowl or nothing like that, but I think the Patriots are headed in the right direction now with Mike Vrabel as their head coach. What's his name? Derek May, Dre May, or whatever, Drake May, or whatever. 19 to 23, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had a great game. 82% completion percentage. He had a great game. You feel me? And he had 10 rushes. Only for 31 yards, but them 10 rushes tells me that he's a mobile quarterback. I didn't realize that. I ain't watched him like that. I ain't watched him like that. So I didn't know he was mobile like that. So yeah, Stephon Diggs, 4 catches, 32 yards. I forgot he with the Patriots. He got Cardi B pregnant. They, blasting that news like that's some type of NFL news, but that's just I'm like, man, we don't care about that. Let me look at the stats from the Dolphins. Tua played well. I didn't realize that, but Tua actually played well. 26 of 32, 315 yards, 81% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns. He had a pick, but, 1 pick ain't too bad. Everybody throw an interception here or there. Tyreek Hill, 6 catches, 109 yards. Solid game. Jalen Waddle, 5 catches, 68 yards. I don't know who bruh is. Akane. but he had a good game. I mean, the Dolphins, I mean, they put up 27 points. So looks like they offense did well. But the defense gave up 33 points. So that's why they lost. Deion Ray said Pats will win 9 games. I predicted exactly that. I predicted that the Pats will go 9-8 and that Mike Vrabel will win the Coach of the Year. Deion Ray said there wasn't no dump passes. He was shooting them down the field. My guy Barry Block Report, Tim, say, I'm going with the Bills. Dolphins trash. I agree with you about their coach. Man, hey, Tim. Here's that Josh, what's his name? Josh McDaniels. Not Josh McDaniels. That's the other coach, the offensive coordinator that was with the Patriots all them years. But McDaniels, that's his name. His ass finna be up out of there. His ass finna be up out of there. They finna get him up out of there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like, and a lot of people feel like the Dolphins should just be, they should be a little bit better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a solid offense. Remember a couple years ago, they was as they the team that I think they put up like 70 points on the Broncos or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Mr. G. Fetty say Tua is so bad, he just throws it like lob. Hey, I agree with that. But a lot of time though, that should be it be reaching where it's supposed to get to. You understand me? But I do agree. It do look like he just be throwing it up there with his eyes closed, like Skip Bayless be saying. He just be blindfolded, just throwing it up there, and then they, you feel me? But yeah, you know, they just, I don't know, man. The Dolphins is just like, I don't know, it's just something, they missing something, you know what I'm saying? And they missing something, and at the same time, it feel like they should be a little better than what they are. You know what I mean? Maybe they shouldn't, but it just feel like they should, because they have had somewhat of a high-powered offense the past several years. So, you know what I'm saying? We look at it like they should be scoring a lot. But, you know what I mean? Tua got hurt last year with the head injury. You feel me? So, and it just ain't it's no telling with Tua. It's just, you just don't know when it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. You just don't know when it's going to happen, though. But he going to bang that head, and I'm not trying to, you know, make light of it and make jokes of it, but I'm just saying, it's going to happen. He going to bang his head at some point, and he going to have to sit down for a good portion of the season, and then next season will be derailed. But they already 0-2 anyway with the nigga. So, all right, who we got next? We got come on, man. Computer acting up. Next, we got, come on, bro. Shit taking a long time to load. My bad. Bay Area Block Report say, I think they got respect for their coach. They need an older, seasoned coach that can come in there and turn that system around. I think it's just the morale of the entire team is low. Yeah, definitely when you keep losing. You know what I'm saying? Morale gonna be low in a bit. Yeah, still be, yeah, the morale is low. Damn. Here we go with the internet tweaking out. Let me see. Let me try to pull it up on my other phone until this internet come back. This should be tripping. Let me see. offline. What the hell is you talking about? What's going on, bro? Why am I talking about I'm offline? You're offline, turn on Wi-Fi or mobile data. Mobile data is on, bro. Mobile data ain't never off. What is you talking about, big dog? Uh-oh. All right, y'all. We on a little bit of a... We on a little bit of a... Let's see here. Infinity Wi-Fi. Here we go with the BS. I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi, but I can't get the rest of the games. Oh no! I hope the Packers smash Cleveland. Cleveland gonna be 0-3. Yeah, they're gonna give it to Cleveland. Facebook should have the whole Menlo Park with free internet. Man, bro, Tim, come on, bro. The whole Menlo Park should just be Wi-Fi'd out. Come on, man. What's up? Come on, Mark Zuckerberg. Go on with that, bro. It's just this spot I'm in. Every once in a while, it be doing this. You feel me? Because I'm up late. Wifey up in the house right now, but they sleep, so I can't go up in there. Shit, they damn near finna wake up for work and school in a minute. Okay, there we go. We back. All right. Next is Niners Saints. We went on ahead, smacked them niggas up. You understand me? We got the win versus the Saints. My sister down there, my sister worked for, I want to say she worked for the Saints, but she worked for not the Saints, but she worked for some entity that always got her at the games during the football season. So my sister be at every Saints game. You know what I'm saying? And then my mom lived down there too in New Orleans, so she was at the game. She a Niners fan. They said Niners fans showed up and showed out. They said the whole French Quarters was bloody red, fam. You understand me? So you know what I mean. But we always travel well. The Niners, we have a loyal, traveling, huge fan base. It don't matter where we play. We always show up and turn our opponent stadium into our stadium. You know what I'm saying? They were saying it was like 50-50. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near a Niner home game. You understand me? Especially now that the Saints is they're not they kind of like a bad team right now. And so, when a team is bad, the diehards is always gonna show up. But when you got a bad team, the turnout ain't always as good as it would be if the team was good. So you combine that with the fact that our fan base is a traveling fan base, and it's Niner fans everywhere. So we showed up and showed out. But we got some injuries going on right now too, man. After I did my last recap for week 1, Man, and we got the news that Brock Purdy is out 2 to 5 weeks. You know what I'm saying? But Brock Purdy is trending in the right direction. He damn near could play this week, but I think they're going to hold him out one more week just to be safe. You know what I'm saying? As they should. Mac Jones is a solid backup quarterback. You feel me? And he's been a starter in the league. He done started, 50-something games in his career so far. He came out the same year that Trey Lance came out, so that's the Trey Lance year. And originally, Kyle Shanahan wanted to draft him over Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? But they ended up going with Trey Lance. Mac Jones ended up getting drafted to the Patriots, and people forget Mac Jones' rookie year. The Patriots went 10-6. I can't remember if the league had already went to 17 games yet by that time, but they won 10 games, so they was either 10-6 or 10-7, and they made the playoffs. Mac Jones' rookie year, you know what I'm saying? And they lost that playoff game, but his rookie year, he had a solid rookie year. Won double-digit games in 10 games, made the playoffs, and then they got bounced. And then after that, Bill Belichick, the great Bill Belichick, might I add, for whatever reason, he felt the need to turn a defensive coach into a offensive coordinator, or like his special teams coach or something. He made him the offensive coordinator just on some, I don't know, I'm Bill Belichick, so I can do whatever the hell I want to do, and we're going to make it work or whatever. But I think that was a detriment to Mac Jones' career. You know what I'm saying? To like take some coach that don't have a history of coaching offensively and then just turn him into and just say, hey, nah, you're going to be the offensive coordinator, and just think that I can't remember. I don't know. Was it Matt Patricia? Not Matt Patricia. Whoever it was, that was a bad decision. You feel me? Barry Blackford said Mac Jones, 6'1". I think he came from. Oh yeah, he did. He from Alabama. He won a few championships over there. Came from Alabama, big corn-fed white boy. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So he not as mobile as Brock Purdy, but like you said, he big enough, he got a solid arm, and he's smart enough. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have, not to give him excuses, you know what I'm saying, but Mac Jones didn't had, after they made that change his rookie year at offensive coordinator, after that, they changed offensive coordinator again, and then changed offensive coordinator again, and then he had some bad years. And then I believe last year, where was he at last year? He was the backup in Jacksonville last year. You feel me? He was the backup in Jacksonville. But Mac Jones is the type of quarterback to where he needs a steady situation, just like what we got right now. You feel me? Correction. They say 6'3", 220. That's even better. That's even better, Tim. You feel me? So yeah, like you said, he a big, thick cornbread eating mother. You know what I'm saying? So, but Mac Jones is solid. He played well against the Saints on the road. He played well. He had that one mistake where I felt like he should have got rid of the ball instead of trying to, lollygag around back there, and he ended up fumbling it or whatever right as he was trying to throw it. And I'm just, and it kind of pissed me off at that time watching the game, because I'm like, bro, we doing so well, bro, and with a backup quarterback, even though he is our backup, even though he got, he has been a starter in the league, he's a backup right now, and I'm just like, when you got your backup in, bro, you got to have as little mistakes as possible, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we can't so any unwarranted mistakes like that, man, can come back to bite us. But it didn't. He actually he actually came back and played well after that. Continued to play well, I mean. And we was able to pull it out. And big win. And we down a lot of players right now. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, 2-0. We off to a good start. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy will be back. If not this, we probably ain't gonna play this week, but he'll be back by next week. You know what I'm saying? For me, for Brock Purdy to come back next week, because in week 4, because that would be a week before our division matchup with the Rams. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to at least have one game under his belt before we play the Rams. Whatever. You know what I mean? And kind of be, you know what I'm saying, ready. Like I would rather him come back next week before the Rams rather than come back during the Rams game and then have to jump right in that game and you know what I mean? I would like for him to kind of get a little warm up because well, let me look at these stats real quick first. Mac Jones, 26 to 39. 26 to 39, 279 yards, 66 percentage, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He played well. I mean, them is Brock Purdy numbers right there. You feel me? I want to show y'all, but I gotta keep my phone on the charger. You know what I'm saying? But 26 to 39, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, 13 rushes, 55 yards. He averaged 4 a carry. He averaged 4 a carry. So, you know what I mean? But then they gave the other boy, the old boy from that we got from the Commanders, they gave him 6 carries for 20 yards. You know what I'm saying? And so I think Shanahan did that because the previous week, they gave McCaffrey the ball 31 times. He had 31 touches. So you want to, with McCaffrey, he got a little injury, history in him too. So you want to kind of keep, kind of keep him, a little modest, with the touches throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? Let's kind of gradually, Last week it was just like we just needed to do what we had to do to get the win though. So hey, it was like, hey, you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying? You got to touch the ball 31 times, player. You understand me? You just gonna have to do that. You know what I mean? But Shanahan was like, all right, I ain't gonna overdo you. I ain't gonna overwork you. You know what I mean? Because you know what I'm saying? We gonna need you more down the stretch. You feel me? So yeah. Brock, the first game of the regular season, game 1. I don't know about Purdy. I never was sold on him. Man, look, Tim. Purdy is that dude, bro. I'm not saying he Patrick Mahomes or nothing like that, but he that dude. You gotta understand. This is his 4th year in the league, right? His first 3 years. So if you look at his first 2 years, right? His rookie year, he got thrown into the fire as a rookie in the middle of the season after first Trey Lance got hurt. Then Jimmy Garoppolo came in and he got hurt. And Jimmy Garoppolo was playing out of this world that year. That was 2022. Jimmy Garoppolo was playing, he was playing like the 2019 Jimmy Garoppolo when we went to the Super Bowl in 2019. You feel me? Like Jimmy, and he wasn't even supposed to be on the team that year. That was the year where that was the year where they was handing the reins over to Trey Lance, and they was supposed to trade Jimmy before the season started. But two things happened. One, I don't think they was able to find the right trade for Jimmy G. But more importantly, once they got to training camp, they seen that Trey Lance was kind of like, and I mean, we might want to keep Jimmy around instead of me, just in case. And that was the right move because Trey Lance got hurt in week 2 of the 2022 season. Guys, because Trey Lance was not ready. I was never with handing the reins over to Trey Lance like that. I never thought he was ready. I'm like, bro, let's just stay with Jimmy G. And okay, yeah, every once in a while he may have a little bad throw or something like that, but we win with this man. When Jimmy G was our quarterback, bro, we won games at a 70% clip. You know what I'm saying? I only give a damn about winning. I don't care if every game he don't throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. So I was against that. So I believe it's a blessing in disguise that Trey Lance got hurt, because I believe if Trey Lance did not get hurt, I'm not wishing it on him, or I wouldn't, wishing. But if Trey Lance did not get hurt in week 2 of the 2022 season, I don't believe we end up having the type of season that we had. I just don't, because I don't think Trey Lance was good enough. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he got hurt, Jimmy G came in, and then we ran off like 6 of 7 games, 6 wins out of 7 or something like that. And then he got hurt. And then Brock Purdy came right in and picked up right where Jimmy G left off. It was just like there was no drop-off. You know what I'm saying? And then we went to the NFC Championship game with Brock Purdy. And then that's the year where we played against the Philadelphia Eagles, and he injured his elbow in that first drive, and he couldn't play no more. And then we have no quarterback for the rest of the game. We were trying to patch it up. So that wasn't even really no NFC Championship game, because once Brock Purdy got hurt, we was done. The next year, we go to the Super Bowl. Not only do we go to the Super Bowl, Brock Purdy was, for the majority of that year, he was the leading candidate to win the MVP award. You know what I'm saying? In his second season, in his second year. And that was his first full year as a starter. You know what I'm saying? He ended up falling. He was still an MVP. He was still one of the finalists to win the MVP between him, Lamar Jackson, and Dak Prescott that year. Lamar Jackson ended up winning it, but he ended up dropping towards the end of the year once we played Baltimore at the end of the season, and he had a bad game. We had a bad game, and so that dropped him as far as like that dropped him from the lead candidate to win the MVP to second or third. But he was still one of the 3 MVP finalists, meaning his overall he had an MVP caliber season. Then his third year was last year. You know what I'm saying? When we had all the injuries and then just hella shit went. And I feel like the first half of the season, even though I think our record was only like 3-5 or something like that, Brock Purdy was like keeping us afloat. You know what I'm saying? And then the wheels just kind of like fell off. Player back and another player would get hurt. You know what I mean? It was just, you know what I mean? And so I'm saying that to say last year was a down year, but it was a down year not for just him, for the whole team. So if you look at his first 3 years, I mean, 2 of his first 3 years is great. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you wrong for being somewhat skeptical, but I just look at the results. And I think the reason why people look at Brock Purdy like that, bro, is because of the fact he was the last pick in the draft. He's Mr. Irrelevant. So where he was drafted at still has people looking at him like, oh, yeah, he played well, but it was really the weapons around him and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it is. If Brock Purdy was a top 10 pick or a number 1 pick, with the career he didn't had so far, they would be saying, "Oh, he will, you know, he's on his way." You know what I'm saying? So, I will say that I'm not gonna say injury prone, but he, you know, like I said, the 2022 championship game, he ended up hurting his elbow. Okay. He had to rehab that whole offseason, but he was ready for week one in the 2023 season, and we went to the Super Bowl. Then last year, 2024 season, he got hurt towards the end of the year. I think that was really more or less, though, the season was already lost anyway, so they just kind of, instead of letting him, he had a little injury, but I think if we had a good record, he wasn't so hurt to where he wouldn't have been able to play. You know what I'm saying? He did legitimately have a little injury, but they just was like, season is over. We ain't making the playoffs, so just sit him down the last 2-3 weeks or whatever it was. You feel me? But he did have a little injury, and then this year, now he got hurt in week one, but he completed the whole game though. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't like go out of the game. It's just that he got hurt, played through it. You know what I mean? We didn't know nothing, and then all we know is after the game, talking about he got a toe injury and a shoulder injury. You know what I'm saying? So it do seem like he get a little banged up. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when he's out there playing, he's solid. And I say that too because what's the dude name? It's this super quarterback guru, bro, that all he do is study film, and during the football season, once a week, he comes on the local sports radio station out here, 95.7 The Game. I forget his name. He worked for NFL Film. But this dude know the game, white boy, white man. And he always come on every time it's time for him. He come on every Wednesday. So every time he come on the afternoon show on Willard and Dibbs show 7 The Game, he always speaks highly of Brock Purdy and how Brock Purdy is he just plays the position well. You know what I'm saying? As far as reading defenses, as far as knowing where to go with the ball and all that. So yeah, I love Brock Purdy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like he's dope for the system that Kyle Shanahan wants to run. And yeah, he, you know, I believe in him, and I don't have no reason to not to. But I mean, I kind of understand it, because like I said, you know, a lot of people still holding on to that he was the 199th pick and all that. But you know what I'm saying? I think he's solid. You know what I mean? I don't think you go to back-to-back NFC championship games and a Super Bowl. I don't think that's a fluke. You feel me? So that's just me, though. Everybody entitled to theirs. Yeah, that could be it, because he did come like Mr. Irrelevant. I think that's what signs on him more than anything is that his placement wasn't as popular as a Niner fans expected. Oh, my mama, straight up. But I'm so glad that they, for whatever reason, I don't know what it was, but because that him and Trey Lance got drafted the same year. It's just that Trey Lance was supposed to be our future, but for whatever reason, Kyle Shanahan chose to draft Brock Purdy with the final pick of the draft. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he's seen or what made him do that, but He got lucky with that one. Because if he wouldn't have drafted Brock Purdy, I don't know where we would be right now. You know what I'm saying? Because Trey Lance just wasn't it. Jimmy Garoppolo, they was trying to get rid of him. So it was like, what, you know what I mean? What would they have done? But yeah, Niners split it out 26-21. We 2-0. Saints is 0-2. Now we just got to thug it out until we start getting some players back. Like I said, Brock Purdy will be back in a week or two. Brandon Ayuk will be back mid-season. George Kittle was hurt right now. Now, that's an injury-prone motherfucker right there. George Kittle, I love me some George Kittle. Best tight end in the league. He injury-prone. It just is what it is. I'm sorry. Week 1, I mean, how you hurt already in week 1? You ain't did nothing. I mean, damn. You feel me? But, yeah, George Kittle, he'll be back, though. You know, hopefully when he come back, he'll be here for the remainder of the season. But, yeah, George Kittle is injury prone. He always be getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? But usually when he does get hurt, when he comes back, he don't get hurt again. So hopefully that happens. But yeah, all right, what we got next? I'm gonna get off this live and at least get a couple hours in before I gotta get up. Next we got Bills and Jets. The Bills beat the Jets 30-10. A solid butt cutting. You feel me? The Bills 2-0 now, Jets 0-2. Let's look at some of the stats. Josh Allen, 14-25, 148 yards. No touchdowns, no interceptions. He ain't had to do that much. They ran the ball. Jay Cook, 21 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen has 6 rushes himself with 59 yards. You feel me? So, I mean, yeah, this just looks like a game where they just dominated. Ain't really too much. I didn't watch that game, so ain't really. I mean, it is a division matchup, so those are always supposed to be. Justin Fields, did he get hurt? I think Justin Fields got hurt because he only was 3 for 11. He must have got hurt. Tyrod Taylor came in and was 7 of 11 for 56 yards. But yeah, the Jets ain't do nothing. They got beat down with the beat down. All right, what we got next? I'm finna run through these last few. We got Seattle Seahawks 31-17. You dig? Let's look at some of the stats. Steelers came off that win against the Jets where Aaron Rodgers was feeling good because he beat his former team and let him know about it. Sam Darnold for the Seahawks was 22 of 33, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 66% completion percentage. Sam Darnold been doing his damn thing. 2 interceptions wasn't good though, but rushing game, Kay Walker, 13 attempts, 105 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, he was the MVP right there. But as a receiver, Smith and Jigba had 8 catches for 103 yards. Cooper Kupp had 7 catches for 90 yards. You know. Steelers. Aaron Rodgers, he didn't play so hot. He was okay, but what makes it seem a little bit worse than okay is because he had 2 interceptions. 18 of 33, 203 yards, only 54% completion percentage. That's low for Aaron Rodgers. We used to Aaron Rodgers, anywhere from 60 to 70% completion percentage. A touchdown and 2 interceptions. So he didn't play well at all. You feel me? The 49ers play Arizona this week, and Arizona is a good team. It's going to be a way different team than playing the Saints. Oh, yeah. Definitely. And it's a division matchup. So, yeah, it's going to be tough. We at home, though. Hopefully that give us a little boost. You feel me? It's going to be crazy in Santa Clara. Are we trying to stay out of all that madness? Unless I'm going to the game myself. What we got next? We got the Rams 2-0 beat the Tennessee Titans, who fall to 0-2. What's his name? Matt Stafford, the boy balling. 23 of 33, 298 yards, 69% percentage, damn near 70%. 2 touchdowns and an interception. Puka Nacua had a catch for 45 yards and a touchdown. I'm sorry. Puka Nacua had 1 rush for 45 yards and a touchdown. Probably like an end around or something. Devontae Ispalato. Tay Adams had 6 catches for 106 yards, a touchdown. He balled out. Puka Nacua, 8 catches, 91 yards. So let me see about the Titans. What's their quarterback name? I know it's Ward. It's C. Ward. Oh, Cam Ward. Cam Ward. He was 19 of 33, 175 yards and a touchdown, 57% completion percentage. Tony Pollard went crazy in the running game. 20 carries, 92 yards. You dig? Yeah. So yeah, but the Rams did their thing. We got the Rams coming up in a couple weeks, so yeah, man. People high on the Rams right now. The Titans, they ain't doing nothing. I don't even know who their coach is, nothing like that. I know they got Cam Ward, though, the young quarterback. He got drafted last year. Was it last year or this year? But, yeah. They'll get it. Who we got next? Who we got? Everybody in chat, give your boy a like one time. At least get your boy to 10, man. Next, we got Panthers and Cardinals. The Cardinals beat the Panthers 27-22. That's what we play next. Just like Tim said, we play the Cardinals. They 2-0. They damn near could have lost this game, though. from what I hear, but they didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. So got to give them credit. Oh, Bryce Young for the Panthers. Damn, they had him throwing the ball 55 times. Goodness gracious, bro. 35 of 55, 328 yards, 63% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns and an interception. I mean, he actually had a solid game. But quarterback rating of 90. You would like for him to throw the ball a little less, but damn, they put the ball in his hands off the top. Kyler Murray, 17 to 25, 220 yards, a touchdown, an interception. John Connor, 11 rushes, 34 yards. You understand me? But where we at with it? Come on, man. All right. Next we got, oh man, over the Broncos. I was kind of watching this game. It was going down towards the end of the game. And the Colts ended up pulling it out. Let me see. First quarter. Yeah, but that was a good game, though. The Colts and the Broncos was a good game. Let me check out the stats. Broncos is now 1-1. Bo Nix, 22 of 30, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. Dobbins, 14 rushes, 76 yards, 8 receptions, 89 yards. Colts, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones is playing pretty well through the first 2 games of the season. Speaking of the Dolphins, that's who the Dolphins lost to week 1, the Colts. And so that was kind of like an embarrassing loss because the Colts are a team that's perceived to be a bad team. The Colts quarterback is perceived to be a bad quarterback in Daniel Jones. Why it was looked upon as like that loss was a bad loss. But, you know, Daniel Jones is playing well. He really is. 23 of 34, 316 yards, a touchdown. Quarterback rating of 107. Daniel Jones is balling. Jay Taylor, 25 carries, 165 yards. That's where the damage was really done at. But Daniel Jones played well too. He threw for 316 yards. And he had a completion percentage of 67% and threw a touchdown. So but yeah, Daniel Jones is surprisingly this year. His team is 2-0. So Broncos, we'll see what happens. They got Bo Nix. He's a second-year player now, but Let's see. Yeah, I'm finna get up off here, boy, if I fall asleep on y'all. We had a rematch of the Super Bowl. Eagles, Chiefs. Eagles 2-0. Chiefs 0-2. Neither team looked particularly impressive this game. But the Eagles came out with the win. And they are the defending champions, so they're going to always get the benefit of the doubt. The Chiefs, like I said earlier, the Chiefs are 0-2 for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era. This has never happened. You know what I'm saying? So this may be the beginning of the downfall for them because, like I said, the first time in Patrick Mahomes' history that he's been 0-2. But not only that, what was I gonna say? Not only that, their offense don't look the same. Their offense does not look the same. And this is going on 3 years in a row now, where the Kansas City Chiefs offense is not looking like that same high-powered run and shoot up and down the field whenever they, want to get up and down the field type offense. They just not. It's just not there. Now, 3 years ago, okay. Well, I guess it was 2 years ago now, but I'm saying you got this season, then last season, and then the season before that. So this season is 25, last season was 24. So this would be the third season in a row. So in the 23 season, that was the first season where I felt like we started to see a little bit of a drop off in their offense. It wasn't fully honored or acknowledged, though. Why? Because they end up winning the Super Bowl. They end up beating us, the Niners, in that Super Bowl, but they ended up beating us in the Super Bowl. So they, even though their first year having a down year offensively, they still won a Super Bowl. Last year, okay, it was highly evident that, okay, they're not, the offense isn't as high powered no more. But they were still winning. They won 15 games last year and went to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Now this year, their offense isn't looking high powered and they're not winning. So I kind of feel like eventually this was going to happen if they didn't get their act together. That eventually, it's going to catch up with them, and it's going to catch up to them, and that's exactly what didn't happen. It didn't caught up to them, and now they can't seem to get out their own way. But they're 0-2, and this looks like it looks like the Chiefs kind of maybe coming back down to reality a little bit now. It's still, I'm not counting them out yet, because regardless of how it looks, because they still got Patrick Mahomes, they still got Andy Reid, and they've won 3 out of 5 Super Bowls, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, since Patrick Mahomes has been there, have never ended a season in a game less than the AFC Championship game. Every season that Patrick Mahomes has played, he has at least gone to the championship game. That's crazy. He's been in the league like 8 years now. Maybe 9, 7, 8, 9, something like that. But it's either 7 or 8. And he's only made it to the championship game or be. You feel me? Oh, I got one for you tomorrow, Savannah. I got one for you tomorrow. I'm finna do a live on T-Mac, revisionist history ass Tracy McGrady, and him going on Gil's Arena and trying to rewrite history continuously disrespecting Kobe Bryant, all while trying to say he's not. And so I'm gonna tie your bum ass husband into this one. So you just wait till tomorrow night. You know what I'm saying? I got something for you. You feel me? Ain't no cap in my rap, man. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, so yeah, the Chiefs, man, I ain't gonna count them out yet. I ain't gonna count out the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They still got that boy. They still got the boogeyman. So I ain't gonna count them out. They deserve the right to, they deserve the benefit of the doubt from us as fans that they will be able to get it right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna count them out until they out. Period, point blank. But they're not off to a good start. 0-2, and that hasn't happened since what, 2014. So that was like 3 or 4 years before Patrick Mahomes. So yeah. And the Eagles just doing Eagles things. You know what I'm saying? They 2-0, defending champions, finding ways to win. Let me look at the stats. Let me look at the statistics, man. Jalen Hurts, 15 of 22, 101 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Yeah, he didn't, he didn't really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? He just looked like he just managed the game. Saquon Barkley had a solid game, 22 carries, 88 yards, a touchdown with an average of 4 yards a carry. So he did his thing. A.J. Brown, and then what's other receiver name? Devontae Smith. They both caught 4 balls and 5 balls. Pause. A.J. Brown 5 for 27. Let's look at the Chiefs stats. Patrick Mahomes, 16 of 29, 187 yards, a touchdown, interception, 2 sacks. Patrick Mahomes is your leading rusher. You see, that's not going to get the job done. At 7 carries for 66 yards. Kareem Hunt, 8 carries, 31 yards. But I ain't counting the Chiefs out. I'm going to say they're going to be all right until they not all right. You feel me? I learned my lesson about going against the greats. What we got next? Falcons beat the Minnesota Vikings. That was Sunday night. Shout out J.J. McCarthy. He had a good week 1. Week 2, not so much. Let's look at the stats. Michael Penix. Oh, well, really not. I mean, he kind of played below average, but he's still learning the game. He's still a young player technically. Well, maybe not technically, but essentially he's still a rookie. So 13 of 21, 135 yards, no touchdowns, no sack 3 times. That sounds about right. me see. Let me look at the Vikings numbers. J.J. McCarthy, okay, kind of came back down to reality a little bit with this game. 11 of 21, 158 yards, 52% completion percentage, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not a good game. Not a good game, but J.J. McCarthy is essentially a rookie too. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is his second year, just like Michael Penix, he missed the whole last year with a leg injury of some sort, knee injury or something, ankle, something attached to his leg. You know what I'm saying? But he missed the whole year. Last two before I jump off here because I'm finna fall asleep. Buccaneers, Texans. Hey, Baker Mayfield, career resurgence. I'm proud of that boy. You know what I mean? He never gave up, done his thing, especially after taking over the franchise from the great Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for Baker Mayfield. The Buccaneers beat the Texans 20-19. Texans 0-2. And what's his name? What's the quarterback for the Texans? CJ Stroud, like I said last week, this is going to kind of be a make or break year for CJ Stroud because he had that great rookie year, similar to what Jayden Daniels did last year in his rookie year. But he had that great rookie year, okay? Came on the scene with a vengeance, you know what I'm saying? And then last year, had another solid year. They made the playoffs. But I don't believe his year last year wasn't as good as his rookie year, but it was still a good year, though. But it still wasn't as good as his rookie year. And then now this year. So why I'm saying that is because you got your rookie year up here, then you got your second year about right here, and then you got your third year, or you kind of starting right here. So he's kind of doing this. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say I think it's a make. I mean, he's a solid NFL quarterback. So I'm not saying they gonna get rid of him or something, but he's kind of going like this. You know what I mean? And it would be good for him to have a solid year this year to kind of in the talk of him maybe being a one-hit wonder, you know what I'm saying, with that rookie year. So it's a big year for CJ Stroud, because after that rookie year, they had expectations now. They got expectations now because of what he did in that rookie year and them making the playoffs and then them making the playoffs again last year. So people are looking at the Texans as a team that, with him as a quarterback, they should, not that they some Super Bowl contender, but they should at least be, a perennial playoff team. You know what I'm saying? And they 0-2 right now. And the Colts, who are in their same division, are 2-0. So definitely the Houston Texans are a team that's looked at as they should win that division. I have the Houston Texans winning the AFC South. And they're not off to a good start. So, and the Bucs are the exact opposite. I got them winning their division, and they're off to a great start with that. They're 2-0. And yeah, so Baker, like I said, Baker Mayfield, 25-38, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game-winning drive. When the money was on the line and they needed to have it, Baker Mayfield showed up, showed out, and got the win. That's what it's all about. So, yeah, Baker Mayfield has he's turned his career around for sure. So, shouts out to him and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then so that was the first Monday night game. And the last Monday night game, the second Monday night game, was the Los Angeles Chargers defeating the Las Vegas Raiders 20. Chargers a little bit earlier. I love Jim Harbaugh. I love my coach from my team, the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan. Love him. And so it's no shade to him. I love Kyle Shanahan. But my favorite coach is Jim Harbaugh, straight up. You know what I'm saying? He was the coach for the college that I root for, Stanford. One of the colleges. The other college I root for is Michigan, the Wolverines. But so he turned that franchise around, did that program around, had Andrew Luck over there. Then he went to the Niners, completely turned that franchise around, and, you know, single-handedly just took a team that couldn't even sniff the playoffs with the same exact players and turned them into a perennial Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And actually turned Alex Smith, who was a bona fide bust before Jim Harbaugh got there, and actually turned him into a solid, credible quarterback that ended up having a long career. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to Michigan, brought their program back, and won a national championship. And now he's with the Chargers. So everywhere Jim Harbaugh goes, winning follows. Period, point blank. And I love him. So I'm happy for the Chargers. They 2-0. The Raiders fall to 1-1. And I like Justin Herbert as well. Like I said, he just got to make sure he shows up in big moments. You know what I mean? Because he got a couple, you know, like I said, his last playoff game last year, 4 interceptions. Like, come on, man, you can't do that. Then his first playoff appearance before that, they was up 27-0 on the Jacksonville Jaguars and ended up losing. You know what I mean? Can't have that. So, but that's it, man. I just wanted to do this week 2 recap, get it out the way before week 3 starts tonight. Shout out to everybody that tapped in. My big bro, my big homie, Bay Area Block Report, Tim, Big Boss Hog. Savannah James, I told you I got something for your ass tomorrow night. You understand me? Who else was in this thing? Mr. G Fetty was in this thing. Deion Ray, Mo Mowry. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode with a basketball. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, I'm finna catch some Z's though, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all, man. Everybody that tapped in, Snax on Sports, I'm gone. I'll be back with another one.